Good day, everyone. This is Alvin again from the Philippines, and today we are going to review the movie Eurovision Song Contest, the Fire Saga movie. And the movie is about Lars, played by Will Ferrell, and Sigrid, played by Rachel McAdams. These two are aspiring singers from Iceland who dreamed to represent their country and win the Eurovision Song Contest. I have my little hesitations at first before the movie was released, and I have seen many Eurovision fans are making fun of it as well. But I was completely surprised at how amazing the movie is. And the Eurovision Song Contest was cancelled this year because of the pandemic, and I think this movie being released at this time is so perfect. It's like a perfect timing. I mean, my thirst for Eurovision Song Contest this year was fulfilled by this movie. The main reason why some Eurovision fans are a little bit hesitant about the movie is because many of us are already expecting that they might ruin and make fun of Eurovision like other people and non-fans do as always. And for Eurovision fans, we have so much love for the competition, and we hate seeing people ruin the contest or make fun of it as if it's trash. Because if you watch and follow, especially the recent editions, it's actually a very, very good competition with a lot of great songs. Now let's go and talk about the different parts of the movie, and let me just say that this review got a lot of spoilers. If you haven't watched the movie yet, you can just leave for now and probably return after you watch the movie, and we'll see if we share the same sentiments as well. Okay, now let's begin. The intro, starting the movie with the big Eurovision artist and winner in the person of ABBA performing Waterloo, was a very super strong start. I really enjoyed that, and I think that would be an appropriate intro for the movie, especially the storyline. I really love how they started it with that scene. Elves! I am not sure how accurate it is that Icelandic believes in the existence of elves, so I myself did some research for it, and I did found and read online, although it was dated 2015, that 54% of Icelandic believe they exist. But I'm not sure what the statistics is now. However, I don't mind seeing that in a movie because it became a part of the story, especially the end scene, which I find very funny. So you have to watch it so if you want to know what I'm talking about. At least it's not offensive. And just a segue, I really do not get the weird accents as well of these celebrities and those who played role in the movie, because as a follower of Eurovision fan, I rarely encounter those, especially those weird accents. Well, anyway, for the special participation and cameo, we'll start with, of course, with Demi Lovato, who played Katiana Lindsdottir. She played as one of the national finalists competing against Fire Saga. I am happy seeing her in this movie, and her song was so her, and it was good. In the Mirror was actually her type of song, but anyway, she's not the reason why I enjoyed these special participations and cameos, because as a Eurovision fan, the real stars for me are the following, because they made the Eurovision movie so real because of their existence. And they are Salvador Sobral, winner of Eurovision 2017 from Portugal, and his winning song, still romantic and emotional as always. I'm so happy seeing him on the movie. Another famous personalities, especially for us Eurovision fans, are Bilal Hassani from France, Anna Odobescu from Moldova, John Lundvik from Sweden, Jesse Matador from France, Loreen, Eurovision 2012 winner from Sweden, Alexander Rybak, Eurovision winner from Norway, Jamala, Eurovision 2016 winner from Ukraine, Elina Nechaeva from Estonia, Conchita Wurst, Eurovision 2014 winner from Austria, Neta Barzilai, Eurovision 2018 winner from Israel. We also have Graham Norton, the UK commentator, and his commentaries are so funny, brutal, and entertaining, even in the real competition. And, of course, William from Weeby Blogs, your source of news and information about Eurovision related. We all loved him. Now let's go to these special celebrities playing some important roles in the movie. Let's start with Will Ferrell. I wasn't really a huge fan of him before, but he convinced me at this movie. I really like his character here than any other movies of him, and my favorite part of him is when he gave his speech before the Husavik performance. As a Eurovision fan, that was really touching, and I really enjoyed how he jived into the craziness of the scenes. When it comes to the acting, not really that much, just the same Will Ferrell that we usually expect to see. But what I love about him, I mean, as what I've said, this is probably my favorite movie of him. I think he redeemed himself here in this movie. Next, Rachel McAdams, as always, a diva forever. I have always been a huge fan of hers, and she still delivered in this movie like a true artist. I love her diversity, whether it's a dramatic scene, a funny scene, a crazy scene. She managed to act so real and so natural as always. I couldn't pinpoint her best performance, probably the Husavik, but everything else where she is in it is actually really good. And at the first half of the movie, I love how naive and innocent her role is. I mean, it fits her perfectly. I mean, well, any role that she plays fits her perfectly. She's just very convincing, and one of the reason why this movie could be elevated and is one of the probably one of the good ones that I have watched recently. But I think the real star of the movie here is Dan Stevens, who played Alexander Lemtov, the Russian delegate for the Eurovision Song Contest. Is super good with his role. The way he transformed here is perfect for his role, and his personality in the way he delivered his character is unbelievably amazing. I am not a fan of his accent, but the way he talks is very sexy and it makes me smile. I mean, love all those flirtatious moves that he's doing, and you know what? He's so natural in that character that it seems to me like he's doing it forever. I mean, I so love him in the movie, and one of the reasons why this movie is so good to watch as well, he is just entertaining as hell in this movie. Now let's go to the songs, because there's a lot of amazing songs here. With the exception of Song Along, I have read online that everything else is an original song, specially written for the movie. So I am amazed at how beautiful the songs are in this movie. It may be weird, but again, I think it fits us Eurovision fans. It's weirdly entertaining. Let's start with the Volcano Man. This is the first song by them that played in the movie, and I loved it. It actually gives me that Eurovision song vibe. The crazy outfits, the catchy tune, and my goodness, the location of the scene was super beautiful. I think, let's say if we compare this song to the real Eurovision, I think this song would do well. It's very catchy, and there's something good about it. And I wish they made a longer version of this one, because more than a minute isn't enough, because it's just so good to listen to. Next one is Ya Ya Ding Dong, and honestly, I understand why people are obsessed with this song in the movie. It's very catchy and makes you want to dance, and at this point, I was already impressed with how fun the songs are, because Yaya Ding Dong was played in the very early part of the movie, and to be honest, as I listened to it, I was, wow, these are actually really good songs. I didn't expect, actually, and that made me hooked into the movie even more. Next is the Song Along, which happened in the event held at the house of Alexander Lemtov. This is such a masterpiece. I really enjoyed this a lot because there's a lot of great remixes of songs that we are familiar with, especially Ne Parti Pas Moi. There's just a lot of amazing songs in it, and I'm just so happy, and made me smile seeing all those Eurovision. That scene is filled and so rich with Eurovision superstars, and that made me so happy watching that scene. Next is Double Trouble, one of my favorite songs from this movie. This is super beautiful. I love the slow start and then the sudden change of beat and tempo, turning the song into an upbeat and very lively song. If you ask me, if this song would be an official entry, probably with some changes in the staging, because there's a lot of super weird things that's happening on the way they did the staging for this song. But if something could be done with the staging, and if this will become a real entry, this can surely be a qualifier for the finals. And Lion of Love, original voice of Swedish singer Eric Mjones. This is just weirdly entertaining. The vocal intro was perfection and powerful. Plus, I love how flirty and sexy the song is, that it fits the character of Dan Stevens perfectly. And finally, the song Husavik. This is the best moment and the highlight of the movie. The song is sung by Molly Sandon, mixed with the voice of Rachel McAdams. At first, I thought Never Enough from The Greatest Showman was the best performance through lip sync ever done in a movie, but it turns out this performance has either reached that level or even much better, which made me ask, can they submit this song as an official entry for the Oscars or probably Golden Globes for Best Original Song? Because I think this would really have a good chance of doing very well, or at least, or even win the award. I would love to see Molly Sandon perform this song in the Oscars if ever this will be nominated for Best Original Songs. And before we proceed to the next topic, let me just say, they have already promised us that there will be Eurovision 2021 regardless if the pandemic still exists or not. And I have read a comment online that says, I wish they will perform all the songs in the movie during the intro of Eurovision 2021, and I think that's a perfect idea. I would love to see that. Now let's go to the other notable scene. Hosting Eurovision is expensive. Well, it was mentioned in the movie that hosting Eurovision is indeed expensive, because if you win this year, you will be hosting the contest the following year. I have read an article before that Azerbaijan spent 48 million pounds when they hosted Eurovision back in 2012. But with the millions of fans around the world and thousands of tourists going to the country, to the host country, and of course, tourism is definitely boosted, hotels fully booked, and I think it's worth it. Well, it's up to them to answer. Another thing that I like in the movie is the revamp scene. I mean, the scene about it's fresh, cause, and the bish thing, and it's all about the plow, yo. I mean, that was extremely funny. And I'm glad they did something like that in the movie, because that's the reality. After they discussed being the last in the odds, revamping of the songs actually happened in the real competitions. I'm really glad they did that scene. Another one is Everybody Hates the UK scene. Oh my gosh, that is just funny. But is it true? Well, that's arguable. However, UK has been on and off when it comes to sending decent and competitive songs recently. So it's not really about hate, but in my opinion, and a fan of Eurovision, I believe it's just about the quality of songs that they are sending. And of course, the quality of competition as well. And also the Eurovision finals, the audience, as shown in the movie Eurovision Song Contest, Story of Fire Saga by the Netflix, is true and not edited, because this was shot during the Eurovision 2018 finals in Tel Aviv, Israel, and we all know Eurovision is one of the most watched television show in the entire world, with viewers estimated between 100 to 600 million, and the grand finals is always jam-packed. So I'm really glad they used real audience to show non-Eurovision fans that they are missing a big event like Eurovision. Overall, I believe you should not ignore this movie. We cannot expect some great feedbacks all the time, but most of the comments that I have seen from Eurovision fans is that they were mostly surprised at how good this is. Great songs, great performances, and as what I have said, as a Eurovision fan who missed Eurovision Song Contest this year, this movie came at the perfect time and in the time when we need it the most. And I really mean that. As for the non-Eurovision fans, I have friends who liked it, but there are definitely things that they wouldn't understand, and it's hard to explain it to them one by one, which is why as we watched it with my friends who are not a fan of Eurovision, I really have to stand by there and explain every bit that I think they wouldn't understand, so they would follow what's happening in the movie. And I'm also planning to do another video on the mistakes that the movie have made in connection to the rules of the contest, and I'm hoping you will watch that. I will upload that after this. And I have watched this movie more than 5 times already, and I have enjoyed it every single time. The soundtracks are worth listening to. You will fall in love with the characters, and you know what? This is supposed to be a funny movie, and I did laugh and then cry and laugh again, and then cry again. I mean, this is just a roller coaster of emotion. There are really some great messages in here too, and that's one thing that I really enjoyed about it, because it's not just all about the laughs and all about the enjoyment, but it's really giving some very strong messages, especially to those people who are really very positive about their outlooks in life regardless of the challenges that they face. And I really love that message, and I really wish it could inspire many people, because I am. And trust me, this movie is worth watching. So for those who have watched the movie, I would really love to know your feedbacks. Do you like it as much as I do? So don't forget to leave your comments below. Don't forget to give a thumbs up and share the video as well. And most importantly, don't forget to subscribe as well, because this movie is dedicated for another and different movie reviews that we will be reviewing in the future. So again, thank you very much and have a wonderful day from the Philippines.